What's going on, guys, and welcome back to LOI TV. It is currently Friday the 3rd of April of the year 2020, a year that will undoubtedly go down in history for all the wrong reasons, of course, but down in history nonetheless. I hope you're all doing well, staying indoors and stuff like that. Today we just thought I'd do a little Q&A. I put out on Instagram and Twitter yesterday asking for questions from you guys, so have got a good few questions in. I haven't looked at them any of them yet, so I don't have any prepared answers. But yeah, I just thought it might be something to do, just to kind of just answer a few questions. There's not much really going on at the moment, so might be just good for you if you have anything on your mind or whatever in terms of the league, or just asking me general questions. Just shoot them at me. So I got a good few in anyway, and I put it up last night, so it's giving people plenty of time to ask a question if they did see it. If they didn't see it, just throw me a question down in the comments below, and I'm sure I'll get to it at some stage in a video coming up. If before we jump into it, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe as well, and if you're watching it on, or listening to it even, on Spotify or iTunes, I'm not sure what the process is there, but just a subscribe or whatever the equivalent is, and leave a rating as well if you don't mind, if you do enjoy it. I just thought I'd do this in a kind of a podcast format. I do have great guests with me, as you can see, absolutely nobody, so it's so obviously we're trying to get back into the podcast kind of scene, and it's just a terrible timing for that, so but listen, we'll have to make do with what we can. First question, we'll jump straight into it. First question we got from a big Bows fan, Lenny Barrett, and he asked, where do I see Bows in the next few years? Interesting question, good question as well. Bows is a very well run club, to be fair. They've had it in their last couple of years. They've had really good progress off the field, which have of course allowed them, I've mentioned it before, but allowed them to be able to pay their players during this whole period of time where there's no football happening, and that's a big thing, especially for a League of Ireland club. That's a huge thing to be able to do for their players and their staff. So that's fantastic, and shows the progression they've made in recent years. In terms of like where they're going to be in the next couple of years, it's hard to know. They do have a lot of young talents in their squad, of course, and they have profitable assets in their squad. It just depends on whether they leave for free transfers, like the likes of Talbot, Mandrew, Danny Grant, Andy Lyons, or whether they can get decent transfer fees for the likes of them. It's just a case of trying to run the club as well as you can, and they do have the right people at the helm. It's a fan-owned club. It's brilliantly run, a real community spirit around it. So I do see a positivity, a lot of positivity around the club. Where will they be in the next few years? It's just so hard to know, really. In the League of Ireland, everything can just change so quickly. Look at Cork, and there's endless examples in the League of Ireland. So, but I do think they're going in the right direction. If they can keep getting Europe year on year for the next, say, 5 years, that'd be fantastic for the club, and just to maintain that bit of consistency, and then they can really build on it from there. So yeah, it's a good question, and I see positive things for Bows in the future because of who is actually running the club. That was actually a DM'd message to me, so I'm gonna have to go into the questions now. I think we got one on Twitter as well, but we'll do Instagram first. So we'll just go into see all here, go down to the bottom. There's quite a few. The first one from Instagram, top 5 best players in the LOI. That is from LOI Daily, a page on Instagram, the good page as well. Top 5 best players in the LOI, that's tricky. Like, you'd have to go Jack Byrne, Michael Duffy, definitely, without a doubt, the top 2, I'd say. I really like Chris Shields. I think he's, for what he does and what he brings to every team, or to Dundalk even, to sit in front of the back four, I don't think anyone does it better than him. I think he's a really important player for them, and I'd probably have him in the top 5 as well. I think he'd make a huge difference to any team in the league. If they're going to show goalkeepers a bit of love, maybe Alan Mannison there. I think he's probably the best keeper in the league. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. You have the likes of Danny Mandrew, Pat Hoban has to probably be in there as well, to be honest. Pat Hoban over Mandrew. Who else do we have from, because you have to kind of think of the top 2 having the best players, with Graham Burke is of course as well, actually. Aaron McAnuff maybe in the mix as well. So it would be Dundalk and Shamrock Rovers heavy, to be fair. I'd probably go It depends. I'll take the keeper out of it. I'll probably go Michael Duffy, Jack. This is no particular order. Michael Duffy, Jack Byrne, Graham Burke, Pat Hoban, Chris Shields. That's no particular order, or is it? I don't know. But yeah, that's probably the 5 I'd go with. Let me know if you're watching this on YouTube what your top 5 best players in the league are, and try and be as unbiased as you can. From Aaron Downey 05, who do you think have the best set of fans in the LOI? This is just, I hate getting these questions because we go to all the grounds, so like it's so like it'd be just alienating so much of our audience if you pick one out. And there isn't like, I think like genuinely the fans that we go and meet have all been brilliant. Like Bohemians have been brilliant, Shells have been brilliant, Pats have been really good as well. Rovers we haven't got to as much as we probably would have liked to have. It's just a long trip out to Tala. But it's in terms of like we've probably built up the best relationships with fans from Shells and Bows, in terms of we've probably been to most of their games and they've probably been the most like welcoming or something like that to us in terms of that aspect of it, and the most interaction on social media, probably Bows fans as well. But I don't know, it's a hard question to answer, and I genuinely think that all LOI clubs' fans are like a really, really passionate core group, and that they do have a really, really good set of fans, and hopefully they can build on that, and we can get more people attracted to the league, because that's going to be a huge thing we need to do, and hopefully this coronavirus does make people realise that we do have football on our doorstep, and it's such a good thing to be able to get out on a Friday night. So hopefully this is going to be a positive thing, not a positive thing, but hopefully after all this corona stuff is said and done, we can get back to enjoying our football and have all the fans in the league are back to supporting their clubs. Next question, favourite ground. It's similar enough again. The best ground in the league for facilities and stuff is the Tala Stadium. Of course it is, everyone knows that. My personal favourite ground is probably, because I went as a kid growing up, when Talca Park is like full with that stand at the back. I really like it. Behind the goal, that stand it has been closed this season, which is annoying, but I really like Talca Park. Yeah, once Daily Mount is done up then, and they're sharing the grounds, then that'll be definitely a big contender. Hopefully that happens, but who knows. Next question. Sorry, that was some Bohemians fans on Instagram. Next question is from Luke Stewart 1. He asks, if Dundalk would be put in the Scottish League, where would they finish? That's a good question actually, because Dundalk are the best team we have, I'd say, definitely in terms of the size of the squad and stuff like that as well, over a full campaign. It probably go with mid-table realistically. It's hard to know, of course. There wouldn't be, I don't think they'd be challenging the top 3 or 4. Is there 12 teams in Scotland? I think there's 12. I'd say around the sixth mark, maybe 6th or 7th, probably, being realistic. It'd probably be a tough enough campaign. Like they could really, because there's probably would be small margins in it. So Dundalk, I'd probably go mid-table. What do you guys think? Let me know as well. But I'd say mid-table, yeah. Jay Brennan 8 asks, because the season was cut, would you like to see the table reset, or would you rather stay to as it is? I guess we're kind of in that luxurious position of not really being like the Premier League, where they're, and the Championship and stuff like that in England, where they're coming to the end of their campaign. We're only like 5 or 6 games in, is it, something like that? So it's not the end of the world if you have to reset the whole campaign realistically. It's not going to be all and end all. So I don't know. It's so hard to know. Like we don't even know when it's gonna be back yet. The date they gave, what was it? The initial date was June or something like that to come back. I don't think that's going to be achievable realistically. It's hard to know, but if the season was reset, realistically, Rovers will probably be a bit annoyed. But like, what can you do? Like it's not going to be the be all and end all. If it is reset, I think it could be, to be honest. Alex Wall 2 asks, where do you think Shells will finish? I predicted at the start of the campaign, in my prediction video, I predicted Shells to finish 6th, and I'll probably stand by that, to be honest. I'll probably see it through. Happy enough with that shout. A couple of people were predicting Shells to finish down in the bottom 2 and 3, and I didn't really see that happening, to be fair. I think 6th is probably a fair result, and they'd probably take that as well. It's a good base to build from. Alex Wall again asks, how far do you think Bows will go in Europe? In Europe, God, is that even going to happen? Like, it's just hard to know again, because that starts, what, July, is it? The Europa League starts, so in the opening round, so that's really, really early. How would Bows fare? They'd be doing well if they got past the first round or two. Like, yeah, it's so hard in Europe. Like, you can get lucky with a bit of the draw. Linfield had a little bit of luck there. They nearly got to the group stages. It kind of requires getting a bit of luck, and it will be small margins. But yeah, the first round or two, they'll be doing really, really well to get past that, and then anything further than if they get past the first round, anything further is a real bonus. So it's their first time in Europe for a while. If they can just keep maintaining getting into Europe every year and building on it, that should be the aim. I don't think they're going to realistically get to the group stages this season or next season or whatever. Matthew O'Brien asks, favourite memory from a Bows match? Probably go with the first Fancam and reaction video we did on the channel. It was a 3-1 Bows win, and yeah, that was just a really, really, because it was the first time we did a Fancam and reaction, and it just went really, really well, and we were so happy with how it went. So yeah, that would probably definitely be up there. I really enjoyed that experience, and yeah, 2 or 3 years later we're still kicking with it. So Brian Halpin 123 asks, what's your thoughts on Sligo Rovers this season? They've been, to be fair, they've had a lot of they've been quite unlucky, to be fair, with the John Mahon injury. He was out for ages, so that's their best defender gone. Romeo Parks wasn't not getting a visa or something like that, had to loan him out. Their best attacker gone as well, so that's 2 huge players that they missed out on. I'm just going to look up how they've done so far this season, because I can't actually remember, to be honest. But yeah, that just before the season kicks off, like, that is really, really unfortunate for them. They don't have an awful lot in the final third of the pitch. Ronan Coughlin, I wouldn't have him as an out and out striker. He's a top player, like, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't have him as an out and out striker. Sligo Rovers actually bottom of the league at the moment. They've lost 4 from 4, so yeah, not really great. If you're asking me my thoughts on them for this season, like, I reckon if they stay up, it's hard to even know if the season's going to happen, but they should be looking at the likes of Cork and Harps to catch. I think they'll probably be in and around the bottom 3, those 3 sides. So that's the bar for Sligo, really, just finishing ahead of those 2, really. So can they do it? Absolutely, more than possible. But it just remains to be seen whether they can do it or not. What is your opinion on Pats' chances of European football this season? Pats, well, have they won 2, lost 2, bit inconsistent. That's kind of like the team of Pats, really, all like for the last little while, to be fair. Yeah, 1, 2, lost 2 kind of sums them up. Yeah, if they, I don't know, Pats is a tricky one, really, because they do have a lot of good players. Likes Robbie Benson and stuff will drive them forward, you'd think. Whether they can finish in the top 3, I wouldn't be fully convinced. I'd still fancy like Derry, Bows to finish above them. Obviously Dundalk and Rovers as well. So I think Pat's probably destined for 5th. Is that fair? I don't know. Destined for 5th probably, though, realistically. And I think that Pats will probably, they need to give O'Donnell time, because it's a project, like, so it's just hard to know with Pats. But what do Pats fans think, like, if any of them are watching here? Like, what, I don't know what the goal is, really, because it's just kind of like every season's like a rebuild nearly, so it's just hard to get any kind of consistency or whatever within the club. Harry Kenny was a terrible appointment. That was all wrong. Liam Buckley did well, but Harry Kenny coming in for him was the same style of play, so they won't need it to change. So the O'Donnell kind of style appointment needed to happen earlier than it did. But listen, Pats, I don't think they'll get European football unless they obviously win the cup, which is probably unlikely. Next question is from Morgan Deegan 08. He asks, how old are you? How old would you think I am? Let me know, but I'm 21, just if you want to know. Jamie Condren 11 asks, nicest Dublin grounds, worst to best. Worst, best. I'll go off like I don't know. Tallaght Stadium is the nicest Dublin ground in terms of facilities, so I presume you mean, if you say nicest, it's not like the most atmosphere or anything. So Tallagh's definitely number one. I don't know. Richmond number two. The Dalymount and Talca are class, but they need work. Both need work badly done. Like so. Richmond's in bits as well, to be fair. But yeah, Tallagh's ahead, and then the other three need to get work done, or Talca's getting knocked down over anyway. So, so it's just a case of that. So, Dalymount hopefully will be fantastic if that ever gets up and running. It doesn't seem like it will, but hopefully it does. Dylan O'Malley has come in with six questions. Dylan O'Malley 5. One of them is, could my name be shouted out? So yeah, Dylan O'Malley 5 wants a shout out. There you go. He also asks, what encouraged you to start the channel? What encouraged me to start the channel? Tough question. We were, I remember it was just with the lads, like the other lads that were on the channel as well, and I think we were just on like a night out or something like that, and we were just talking about like the League of Ireland and talking about we should try get to some games, because we weren't really into it at the time, and we were all in college as well, so we were just like, it'd be good to have something to do on the weekends on a Friday night, like after a bit of a long week or whatever. And it just we just like came up with the YouTube thing through that, and we're like, there's a bit of a gap in the market. This could work out, or this could be something we could just try out or whatever. And yeah, it kind of just stuck from there. Then he also asks, what age am I? I've already said, yeah. Who are the best team this season in your opinion? Obviously you'd have to go with Shamrock Rovers, to be fair. They've been pretty fantastic so far. You can't complain with that either. So Shamrock Rovers have been the best team so far this season. Dylan O'Malley 5, he also asks, do you support any Premier League team? I'm only joking. I only got this jersey for like a tenner, because the best player in the league by a mile. My favourite player in the Premier League as well. But I don't support a Premier League team. I actually support a Championship team. I support Wigan Athletic. And then he asks, who do you support? I presume that's about the Irish League. Who do I support in that? On the channel we've a wide range of support across the channel. That's what I like to say, just to kind of dodge that question. But we do say neutral on the channel, as you all know. It's the best way to do it, really, for going to all the grounds week in, week out. And I want to support all the teams in the league kind of like an equal amount, or try to anyway. It is difficult though. Con Mag 91 asks, my brother, shout out to my brother, what impact will the loss of revenue to clubs and the FAI have? That's actually a good question. What impact will it have? It could have an absolutely horrendous impact. It could be very, very destructive. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough time for a lot of clubs. I've seen a few clubs come out and already say that they won't be able to support their players through this time. Their players and staff have been laid off or whatever. And then a couple of clubs, obviously Bows and Dundalk and stuff, I think probably Rovers as well, are still going to be able to pay. They're still going to be able to pay their players and staff, which is fantastic. So it's a tough time for everyone, really, and I'm worried about some of the clubs staying in existence, really. I've heard a few dodgy things about Cork, and Sligo doesn't look great either. So it's not an ideal situation at all to just have very little revenue coming in. And yeah, the FAI, I don't really know how it's going to impact that, to be fair. But yeah, it's going to be very, very bad times for League of Ireland clubs, and just to try and support your local team, your favourite team in whatever way you can, whether it's just buying a jersey or just doing whatever, just try and support them in whatever way you can. Shamrock Rovers Fan TV asks, how long have you been following the LOI? I went as a kid to Shell's games with my family. Like it was like a whole family thing out on a Friday evening. Brilliant, great experiences watching that Shell's team back in the day. Fantastic football team. Really, really good side. So many quality players. Houlihan and Doe, Jason Byrne, such a good side. Then I stopped going then for like 10 years or something like, and then when I first started up in college, as I said there, about 2-3 years ago. We started doing the thing, and then I love football, so it was easy to kind of just get into it, and then from there just been really, really enjoying going to games and stuff. So yeah, so in my adult life, like 3 years, let's say. Ryan Fagan 03 asks, opinions on the new Daily Mount plan with Bows and Shells sharing. How do you think that will work? Obviously it's not like an ideal situation for either club. Both clubs would obviously love to have their own ground, but in terms of like both clubs do need a new stadium. Like, they're both in absolute tatters, so realistically it's probably a good thing for both sides, and if the council obviously helps them out, whatever, in terms of cash and stuff, for building the ground, then it's probably the only way of actually really progressing, because it is two huge football clubs in Ireland. So it's annoying. Hopefully maybe one day we might see them getting their own separate stadiums again in the very distant future, I'd imagine. But I don't know, like, is this Daily Mount thing even going to happen? Who knows? It's just been kind of going on for ages now, so you just wouldn't know if the money's there or not. It's probably just not. So it's just hard to know. But I think it's probably, as much as the fans wouldn't want to hear it, it probably is the right way for progress, the right way of doing it. Asks, do more fan cams at Bows matches. I would love to do a fan cam at any match right now, but of course I can't, unfortunately, because they are not happening. So no, but we do go to Bows quite a bit, so I don't know why he's saying that, because Bows is probably one of the things we go to the most. But yeah, we will hopefully soon. Shelburne fans asks, do you think Shells fans are the best in Ireland? And a winky face, I think, a smirking face actually, sorry. No comment. No, Shells fans are great. Being one myself, kind of. Yeah, like, they've just been real good to us as well after matches and stuff, in terms of interviews and stuff. They're always saying to us, like, and they're always just like real welcoming, and just always have a chat with you and all in the bar afterwards. Cheap pints of Guinness as well, happy days. So yeah, no, it's a good crack at Shells matches. Enjoy going to them, and yeah, that's the answer, I suppose. Tarlock 08 asks, best young player in the league. You'd probably have to just go with Mandrew. Like, he's what, 21. If that still constitutes as young, then it would probably have to be him. He won the young player of the year last season. He's very technically gifted. I'm trying to think of it like people that are younger, teens, like, but yeah, you'd probably have to just go with Danny Mandrew. Sean Carney asks, do you think this LOI season will go ahead? Do I think it'll go ahead? I don't know. I kind of answered that earlier on as well. It was just asked a different way. It's hard to, like, it's impossible for me to, like, have the answers. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it being reset, to be honest, because we're only gone into it. It's like such a little amount of games that it's not the end of the world if it does just get reset. So it's hard to know, but I hope it does, but I don't think it will. Like, I think it'll be reset later on in the year or something like that. Griff James asks, paint ? Oisin McNevin asks, when will the FAI Cup final be if the league ends on December 11th? I've no idea, like, absolutely no idea. Yeah, no clue, no idea. Daniel Thompson 134 asks, what is your opinion on Waterford FC? Waterford are 6th in the league, 2 wins, 2 losses, probably what I'd expect from them. I like Waterford as a club, though, if that's something along the lines of what you're asking. Need to get down to the RSC very soon. We haven't actually been down yet, so it's definitely one probably next on our hit list, really. Would love to get down there. Seems like a class spot as well, Waterford, for like a night out and stuff as well. So yeah, Waterford 6th in the league. Probably expect them to be 6th or 7th come the end of the season. which should probably take, given off all the off-field problems they've had during the off-season and stuff. But who knows what's going to happen with this season. But yeah, Waterford is definitely one that the lads are going to look to get down to very, very soon. So if you're we'll let you know how we're going down. Waterford FC supporters asks, which goal was better, Jordan Flowers versus Rovers or Shane Griffiths versus Derry? Both two unbelievable goals, to be fair. I'd probably go with Jordan Flowers' goal just because he's sound, and I think Jordan Flowers, the technique was just stupid. So yeah, I'll go with Flowers. Next up, Owen Dean 15 asks, do Shells have enough to get some sort of European qualification such as the Cups? No, probably not. Realistically, not this season. Derek O'Neill 26 asks, favourite LOI club, in brackets not counting who you support. God, I don't know. I just don't like. I wouldn't pick one out really. Yeah, no, I wouldn't pick one out. It's hard to know. St. Pat's 1929 asks opinions on St. Pat's. Of course, St. Pat's obviously. Did I answer something like this earlier on? They've 2 wins from 2 in the league anyway. I think I answered about whether they're going to get European football. I think they'll probably come 5th, probably. I'd guess. Pats, like, in terms of like as a club, they finally, I think, made the right appointment in O'Donnell, as I was saying before. Going to play the right style of football, or try to at least. Has a couple of young players coming in. They do have a couple of exciting players. Man, Billy King looks like a good player. Jay McClellan, I want to see more of him. Fella from UCD, I heard he was good at UCD. Even like Shane Griffin and stuff like that, probably past his prime at this stage, but they do have a couple of good players. A lot of youngsters like Ronan Hale, Jamie Lennon, even Chris Forrester and stuff. There is a lot of talent in that team actually when you start looking at it. Haven't seen that striker, what's his name? Martin Rennie, is it? Martin Rennie up front. Haven't seen him yet, so wonder what he's like, what he'll bring. But a striker was what they needed anyway, so if he can score a few goals, you never know. But I'd say 5th anyway. Luke MCQ, multiple choice question, asks, who is winning the first division and who's the best player in the first division? Oh, Jesus. Who's winning the first division? It's between Longford and Drogheda, probably. I'd probably say that, I'd guess. In terms of the best player, you want Dean Byrne. I know he got a bad injury there with Longford, but hopefully he's recovering well, and this kind of thing is probably coming at a decent time for him if it was to ever happen, giving him some time to recover. Hopefully he's doing all good, but he's class. He's rumoured to be going to Bowes there and stuff like that. Signed a new deal. He's deadly. Rob Manley up front scores goals for fun for Longford as well. Drogheda have a few class players as well, so it's hard. I'd say Longford will probably go on to win the league. Drogheda 2nd would be my guess, but it's hard to know. UCD would be in the mix as well to win it. Yo-Yo Maddie, have to give him a shout out for best player. UCD culture wouldn't be happy if I didn't. So Yo-Yo is a good striker, and yeah, UCD will probably be in the mix. Probably get a playoff spot. I'd say UCD. Tommy Cooney asks, is there anything you wished would come back into fashion? Mad shout. Hirachis, class pair of shoes. Yeah. Hopefully they come back at some stage. Bose Dublin 1890 asks, do you think the league will continue this year or be null and void? Kinda answered this one already. For me to know that would be would be so hard for me to answer that question. Like, just having a clue, like whatever I say is absolutely pulling out of my arse. So I'm just don't have a clue. Like, realistically, I just don't have a breeze. We got one more question on Twitter, I think, from someone. I'm having a look for it now. But what do you guys think? Do you think the elite season will be null and void and reset, or will it be continued on and ever? Shamrock Rovers Fan TV, how long have you been following the LOI? Kind of answered that already. So yeah, that was just kind of a Q&A type question in a little bit of a podcast style format. Kind of hard to do it when you're kind of just by yourself, but yeah, I hope you did enjoy it nonetheless. And if you have any video ideas or things I could just kind of talk about during this whole isolation period, yeah, let me know down in the comments below. I am doing the Bohemians career mode as well. If anyone's wondering why it is Bohemians career mode, it's because I did do a poll for it. If you go onto the LOI playlists, LOI TV playlists on YouTube, and you see career mode, you'll see the first video in it is actually a poll, just in case anyone was wondering why I picked Bows for it. It wasn't like a preference thing or anything. It was literally like I did do a poll, so it was the most popular choice. And that's some interesting viewing. We're gonna have episodes of that coming out every couple of days, so yeah, if you want to give that a go, please do. It's just a bit of crack. So coming up to the January transfer window now, and that, so some exciting times. I was thinking about doing a Football Manager series as well. What would you guys make of that? But it's just hard to know really what to be doing. Content ideas are running out quick and fast, let me tell you that for sure, because it's not only LOI clubs that are affected here, it's people like me and other YouTubers and stuff as well that follow the league affected as well. No, but I'm not joking, but it does give you kind of things to think about for videos, and having to try and come up with ideas when there's nothing really going on is quite difficult, but we'll keep going. Hope you did enjoy the video, guys. Just kind of a chilled out one. Answered a few of your questions. If you have any other questions or anything to say about anything I've actually had any of my answers, please do leave a comment down below. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a like on the video, share it around if you want, subscribe, it means a lot to us. Closing in on the 2k mark, I keep saying that, so hopefully we hit that soon enough, hopefully. I think we're a couple of hundred off, so could hit that'd be huge. That'd be a really good achievement for us. And then if you're watching it on, or listening to it on Spotify or iTunes, it means the world to us if you could subscribe or whatever, follow, whatever it is, and leave a 5-star rating. And yeah, really did enjoy that, guys. Hopefully I might be doing like a Skype type podcast with one of the lads, soon enough. So yeah, that's something to possibly look forward to. Hope you did enjoy, guys. Stay safe out there, stay in your gaff, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys, or listening. Catch you in a bit.